If you've ever been so frustrated with a stuck bolt that you've questioned every choice that led you to this moment, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Many cars today come with factory options that are a lot better at higher trim levels than the car that you might have gotten. So today, on my 2017 BMW 440i, we're going to go ahead and update one of the OEM Plus options from the M Sport Performance package. Today we're going to be doing the OEM Plus Big Brake upgrade. These are Brembos off of an M4. These on the M4 come with a 380mm rotor package, but on the M Performance kits you can get these in a 370 front mill rotor and a 340 rear, and these will bolt right on to our 440i. The good thing about these with the 370mm rotor is that they will clear our factory 18-inch wheels, which we are using with snow tires because this is our daily driver. We're going to be into these for just about $1,200, and that's for the used calipers. As you can see, they're not in the greatest condition, but they're not terrible. But then brand new Zimmerman rotors, some basic Textron pads that we are also going to use on the street, along with some actual track pads once we actually get it out on track. So we're also going to be using the Motul RBF 600 fluid. This is going to be a great fluid for daily driving and for occasional track use, which is exactly what we want on this. Just remember, if you're doing a big brake upgrade, there's a couple reasons why it's worth doing so. Number one, you're going to get that consistency and reliability in your braking. That's going to be monumental when you get it out on track. If you've ever been on track and you've experienced brake fade and you've experienced a mushy pedal, or you go into a tight corner and you're unable to actually stop the car, it's pretty terrifying. The other piece of that is rule one, look cool. Boy, do these look cool. All right, now that we've gone over why we were gonna be doing this mod in the first place, let's get into it. All right, the tools you're gonna need for these are gonna be different on every car, but since we're doing this on an F30 type chassis BMW, I'm gonna go over the tools that you need here. So if you're just doing the front, there's a handful of basic tools that you need, and then there's some special tools that make it a little easier. So right off the bat, you're gonna want a caliper piston compressor. You're gonna want a 17mm socket. You're gonna need an 18mm socket. You're gonna need a 6 and 8mm hex bit. You're also going to need an E16 socket. This is very common on BMWs. You need various ratchets, a torque wrench, flathead screwdriver, and a hammer for those stubborn type of rotors. Now, a couple things that will make this easier are going to be an electric ratchet and a power bleed system. I also like to use these paint markers to verify that I have torqued something, and then it's also easy to notice if I have backed out a bolt over time. If you are just doing the rears for some reason, if you're just swapping out the rotors for anything like that, you're gonna need the caliper compressor there as well. You're gonna need a 17mm socket, a 16mm socket, and a 10mm socket for the rear. You're also gonna need the 6mm hex bit socket. Same set of ratchets. In the rear, you're probably gonna want some extensions. I've got a 3 and a 6-inch here. I also like to use my electric ratchet here as well. You're gonna need your flathead screwdriver, torque wrench, a hammer, and you're also gonna want some way to hang it. So I generally like to use either zip ties or bungee cords, whatever I have laying around that makes it easier. Some people tend to use hooks. Either way is fine. So these are going to be the tools you're gonna wanna use on the job. Before we get started, I like to lay everything out, make sure I have everything, make sure they're not broken. If you need anything, now's the time to go to the store before you have to take your car apart. Oh yeah, and since these are modern BMWs, I forgot the most important tool of all, freaking laptop. To update the coding for the Performance M Sport brake package on your car. This will update the proportioning valve and the pressures that are in the master cylinder, ABS, DSE, all the goodness to make sure that your vehicle functions like factory.
Like this, sir. This is how deep. This is what we do. Alright.
Ah, there we go. Got it. Cool.
This rotor screw in.
All right, these have all been washed. Strum them off, we'll get them greased up and get them into the calipers. So I like to pressurize these to about 15 psi just to double check for leaks. Now I gotta be honest, I hate these tools. I typically can never get them to work without modification, so I will probably end up uploading a video about how to fix these. If you have the same problem I did where no matter how hard you pump it, you get no pressure. And it's a pretty simple fix. It's annoying that you have to do it at all, but I might do that. Comment below if you guys think I should do something like that. I don't know if it'll help anybody. At this point, it's been holding pressure long enough. I'm gonna discharge it, always discharge it from the tank side. And let's go ahead and add our fluid, and then we'll go around and start working all of the calipers. I'm gonna use some RBF 600. This is a great street and track type fluid. So we do plan to get this thing out for a few track days. Nothing crazy. It's pretty stock, especially now with nicer brakes. We'll want to get it out there. So we got it locked. We got it at 15 psi. You can see the fluids going all the way through. At this point, we're just going to go to the rear passenger side. For the fronts, you're going to have two different ones. You want to start with the outer port, and then you'll bleed the inner port before moving on to the next one. I also like to hit these, kind of get some of the bubbles moving around. There. To the back of it. Sure it's snug. right, so that wraps up the video of installing the M4 brakes on the 440i. It's important to note that if you don't program it, it's okay. It'll drive. It just won't have the pedal feel that you want. I have taken a test drive. It feels pretty good. I will probably bleed it one more time. Getting it out on track will really see how it feels. Right now on the street, it feels about the same as stock. I haven't really had to push it too hard, but if you remember rule 1, always look good, and man, these brakes look good. If you like this type of content, please like, subscribe, and look forward to seeing you guys next time.